I want to do the preview of the Baylor at Kansas women's volleyball match, which will be played November 15th at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus, or there's live stats as well, I'm sure. And Baylor is now 14-11 overall, 8-7 in conference. In the last two matches, Baylor has lost to TCU 3-1. Though two of those sets were by just a combined 4 points. I mean, 2 and 2, and even like a little bit extra volleyball in there, and they just couldn't do it. And they lost 3-2 to TCU, despite having a 2-9 lead against TCU, and TCU rallied back in that third set. Yeah, TCU took a little bit more than 2 points, but then it was just crazy how that ended, especially in the fifth set, that Baylor had a lead and they let it up. You can't be complacent with leads. I mean, that's rule number 1. And let me go check on the final score on. I know it's 3-2 for TCU, but I'm gonna. It was like 26-24 in the fourth, and 16-14 in the fifth. So yeah, they really lost some close ones, and 25-22 in the third. So I'm going to say this point blank. I don't know if Kendall Stowers is even going to even play. She's still day to day with the concussion deal, and it's not helping that she's been out. And I do not know if Baylor's going to be even ranked in this match because of these back-to-back losses to unranked team in TCU, and their RPI is going down now after the last 2 losses. To say the least, it's going to go down, and forget top 16 seed unless some miracle happens. But you get the whole point in all this here, and I'm going to just go over some players to keep an eye on for Kansas. And Kansas, they are coming off of 3-2 win against Iowa State after losing 3-2 to Iowa State. In fact, that loss to Iowa State, that was 3-2, was 15-3 in a fit, not even close in that match. And they're 19-5 overall. Kansas is 10-4 in the conference. So we really do need to pick it up, as you could tell, and Baylor does, and all this. And I'm going to put the stats in the description below so y'all could see it. In addition, I will put the roster in the description below too, so y'all could see it as well. And all this. And I'm trying to load up the stats right now so I could see it, and I have to do like offense numbers first and the defensive, so I apologize in advance about that. First of all, number 3, Reagan Burns is the first player to keep an eye on. A 5'5" libero / defensive specialist. That's a freshman. In 85 sets of play, like 4 kills on 9 attempts, 97 assists, 10 service aces, 25 service errors, 304 digs, 11 receiving errors. That's it. The next player to keep an eye on is I'm going to go right ahead and say like Ryan Swanson, number 4. Though I don't know how much he's going to play. A 6'2" outside hitter. That's a sophomore. 29 kills on 78 attempts with 16 attacking errors. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, 4 blocks. 1 of those is solo, but that's it. From there, I don't know how much number 4 is going to even play, so I apologize if I list off a player that's not going to even play. Molly Schultz, number 6. That 5'7" defensive specialist / libero. That's a senior. No kills on 1 attempt, one assist, and 10 service aces, 6 service errors. And if I didn't mention already, Reagan Burns has 97 assists. So I'm going to mention that right now if I haven't already. 18 digs, 2 receiving errors. That's it. The next player to keep an eye on, I would say, is Katie Dalton, number 7. 6 foot 1 inch setter / opposite. That's a sophomore. Okay, so 2 kills on 13 attempts with 2 attacking errors, 58 assists, 14 service aces, 20 service errors, 160 digs, 8 receiving errors, 1 block, 0, so 1 blocking error, 2 ball handling errors. The next player to keep an eye on is like Reagan Cooper, number 8. A 6 foot 2 inch outside hitter / opposite. That's a grad senior. 246 kills on 591 attempts with 59 attacking errors, 7 assists. Though she does not serve, apparently. 38 digs, 6 receiving errors, 29 blocks, 12 of those are solo, 2 blocking errors. Toyo C. Anabanjo, number 11, is the next player to keep an eye on. 6 foot 1 inch middle blocker, that's a junior. 179 kills on 390 attempts, 63 attacking errors, 3 assists, 7 service aces, 20 service errors. 40 digs, 97 blocks, 16 of those are solo, 2 blocking errors. The Michaela Myers, number 12, and it's not the usual way to spell Michaela, but that's besides the point here. 6 foot 1 inch mid blocker, that's a grad senior. 65 kills on 164 attempts, 30 attacking errors, 9 assists, 25 digs, 67 blocks, 7 of those are solo, and 5 blocking errors. Caroline Bean, B-I-E-N, number 14. I apologize if I mispronounce. A 6 foot outside hitter / libero, that's a junior. Okay. 82 kills on 216 attempts, 35 attacking errors, 15 assists, 13 service aces, 12 service errors, 234 digs, 11 receiving errors, 31 11 blocks, 4 of those are solo, 1 blocking error. The next player is like Aya El Naldi, number 17. 5 foot 10 inch outside hitter, that's a junior. Or something like that. ELNADY AYAH as for the first name. 284 kills, which is the most on the team, on 806 attempts with 77 attacking errors, 12 assists, 22 service aces, 47 service errors, leads both in those categories. 991 digs, 12 receiving errors, 31 blocks, 6 of those are solo, 1 blocking error, 1 ball handling error. I'm going to go ahead and mention next players like London Davis, number 21, and she is a 6 foot opposite, that's a junior. 67, actually that number is on the defense. I want to do offense first. 252 kills on 552 attempts with 82 attacking errors, 1 assist, 4 service aces, 14 service errors. That's all in the offense right there, but 42 digs, 67 blocks, 4 of those are solo, and 3 blocking errors. And the last player to keep an eye on is like Cameron Turner, number 22. 5 foot 8 inch setter, that's a junior. 70 kills on 232 attempts with 24 attacking errors, 17 assists. Not 17 assists, 929 assists, 17 service aces, 18 service errors. 271 digs, 42 blocks. 4 of those are solo, 5 blocking errors, and 7 attacking errors. I want to say this point blank in the face. We got to play a lot better than you did the last 2 matches, especially that last one where you had a lead and you let that slip away. I would personally go into this match, if I was a player, play PO'd. I mean, after all, you lost barely to a team that you had a lead, not just 2 sets of none, but even in the 5th set, and even the 4th set some. You got to be more consistent throughout the board and play for play really good at a more consistent level, not just in 2 sets, but 3. Yes, you want to do as many as possible, like 4 or 5. But you get the whole point, and limit your errors across the board. Of course, if you're being aggressive, I wouldn't mind on the service errors as much. And you need to serve a lot better than... You got to serve it a lot better, and you got to defend service better too. And some of those aces at times, we just misjudged it. When in doubt, hit the ball. I mean, that's the thing. We got to get Kansas out of the system. I mean, and block them better than you did against TCU. And we were doing that in the first 2 sets against TCU, but then TCU adjusted. You got to make adjustments on the fly. You can't let the crowd intimidate you. I mean, and you can't let their jersey intimidate you too. Kansas is going to be ranked. It's a matter of where they're going to be ranked. I have to think it's outside the top 15 now after that loss to Iowa State. But then they beat Iowa State, so I don't know. And I don't know about Baylor being ranked and all this. But we have seen this team for Baylor to almost beat teams that they are good enough, almost got them, like Texas, for example. They were up 2 sets to none against the best team in the conference. We seen, and I know that's a loss, but you get the whole point. They could play really, really good. And of course, we've seen them in the past play really good. We just got to be more consistent. And we have to pass the ball better and all that. And you don't want to have overpasses. Of course, you don't want them to block you as much. And if you get an overpass, you got windows. And you got windows long rallies. You got to do that a lot more. We got to pass the ball better so that way we don't lead to attacking errors or them blocking the kill. And you got to put it away more instead of just tapping it. Tapping it works sometimes. It's just you got to put it away. I mean, you got to dig every ball and try to mix it up offensively. Once they stop somebody, I know Elise McGee had a career high 22 kills, but that wasn't a loss. And she was getting stopped at times. And if we could get a good hot hitting percentage that were really good, I mean, that'd be good. And try to make them, the opposing team, not hit as good. And that's what we did against TCU in the first 2 sets. Let's be clear. Yeah, we just have to be more consistent as a team. And like I said, I do not know if Kendall Stowers is even going to play or not at this point. I just hope she's back before NCAA tournament, just to get some of that rust off. After all, she's been played since before August 8th at this point, and it's due to concussion protocol. So, yeah, and I don't know about that. And we got to have more, we got to have variety in offense, and you got to kind of read their cues on Kansas, where they're going to go, and try to stop the best player as much as possible on the kills. I mean, make them go somewhere else and get. And I know they're probably going to vary it up, and you got to play good transition volleyball. And you were feeding the Mills pretty good against TCU. It's just eventually they caught on to it at times, and even on the outside hitters they caught on. We want to limit our errors across the board. As long as we're being aggressive and not hitting the ball short to the net, that's fine. On the service errors, we just don't want to give free points away. We don't want to have like net violations or out of rotation. I'm just serious. or crossing that line, and you can't cross that line, the middle of the line. And I think maybe TCU kind of did that last match, but that's hard to tell. In all this, it's just, and Ryan McGuire got really upset, and I don't blame him. It looked like the player was, and he got a yellow card for it. I'm sure he's gonna get this team ready for Kansas and play pissed off, PO'd, ticked off. I mean, after all, you lost twice at home, and that hurts your chances of being a top 16 seed, and hurts yourself in conference and in RPI as well. This is a chance right here to rectify it. Get a ranked win on the road, mind you. And we got to make adjustments throughout each set, not just from set 1 to set 2, but in set 2 to set 3, and 3 to 4, 4 to 5. But you get the whole point. You got to make adjustments during each set. That way, you could play a lot better and try to get another team out of the rhythm. We got to be more in rhythm offensively at times too. And we don't want to have like 2 touches at times, or like a jousting thing. You can't do that. Or if there's an overpass, go your way, and you can slam it down in and hard. And I'm telling you, serving well really helps. That way, you could get them out of rhythm, and you could get some service aces out of it. And we have to be learning our lessons from the last match, especially. When you have a lead in each set, no lead is safe until you get to 25 or 15 if it's in a fifth. You got to be more aggressive. I mean, I'm telling you. And I know this is a young team. We just got to be more consistent as a team and be more aggressive and come out with more hunger. And not just for 1 set or 2 sets, but try to do it in every set imaginable. And I know it's hard to sustain. You got to come out with energy and try to take the crowd out of the game here. I mean, this is your chance, and let's go right ahead and try to find a way to rectify what happened last week and kind of do what TCU did to us after they lost 2 matches at home. 2 matches the week before. Get them. Upset them. I'm just saying. I mean, you got to play loose and easy. And at this point, you need to find a way to get a win, especially on the road. And this is your last road match of the regular season. And I think that's a good thing. And hopefully, and we got to have Riley Simpson step up. Elise McGee, Manuel Bimbe, Ali Check, and Avery Carlson on the center staff. And we got to not to do so much overpassing. I know it's not like we're not trying to. I know we're not trying to do overpasses or just a free ball. And when there's a free ball on your side, you got to take advantage of it. I'm just telling you, we got to come out ready to go, and I'm sure the team is very disappointed in themselves and are angry. After all, they dropped back-to-back matches for the first time. That is not against a team that's not named Texas. That's what happened to Ryan McGuire. I mean, that's the truth now. And then he has 3 losses in back-to-back format, which is likely this is a one-off match here. But you get the point. You got to get this win if possible. This way you can improve try to get back ranked. I mean, this is an opportunity to do it on the road. And not only that, you can move up yourself in the standings and help your RPI. So that's that on that. And I know, and you know what's crazy about Kansas is? They lost the first match in a conference to Texas Tech. And granted, that was on the road, and we beat Texas Tech, but transit property doesn't always exist, as we all know. It doesn't, and they lost 3 sets to 2. They lost to Texas twice, like 3 sets to 1 and 3 sets to 9. And Iowa State, like I said, 3 sets to 2. So let's come out fired up, ready to go, and stay consistent and be more consistent as a team. And I'm just saying, we really do need to be more consistent. And we're 2-5 in like matches that go 3-2 this year. We have to be better in that category. We have to be. And just got to find a way and keep fighting. And don't let the other team get going. If you have a lead, protect it. And I'm not just talking about individual sets either. I'm talking about if you have like a 1-0 lead. Try to get the second if possible. And even 2-0 or 2-1. Put them away early. That way you don't give them any confidence going to the future sets. Or a future set, next following set here. And if they get one of those sets back, you got to take it. And of course, if you're trailing, keep fighting. And even if you're down 1-0, try to rectify that and get the second. That way it's practically, okay, it's 1-1. It's all good. And you got to have your leader step up. And Alicia Andrews needs to step up in terms of blocks and kills. I'm just saying Tahani in terms of serving as well. And Ilya Fatu. So I'm just naming players to name players. And hopefully we'll know Kendall Stowers something comes out that she could play before the NCAA tournament. And maybe this is a match for it. I don't know. I'm hoping so. This way she gets back in rhythm. For starters, yes, and it's like it's more day to day at this point. So enough of me rambling on this, but I'm sure they're looking at the film right now and try to find a way to take away the strengths for Kansas and exploit the weaknesses. And in addition, we gotta correct our weaknesses and correct what we did wrong last match and take the positives away from the match and move it forward. I mean, that's the truth. Anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. On the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more, so I can make money off this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video really helps the YouTube algorithm, so more people can see. Of course, sharing the video is appreciated, so more people could watch. If you're watching and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free, and hit the notification bell as well. And we're going to have to wait and see if Baylor's even ranked and where Kansas is ranked at this point.